Where does Wiccan magic come from? Like the followers of many faiths, Wiccans believe there is more to this life than what we can experience with our five physical senses. There is an essence that is always around us but cannot be perceived with our eyes and ears. This concept has gone by many different names through the years: spiritual energy, divine essence, prana, chi, or even God. But they all point to the same formless substance that gives rise to our lives and influences us in ways we don't always comprehend. What is energy like? You've probably had experiences with spiritual energy, even if you didn't recognize it as such. Have you entered a situation and immediately had a bad feeling about it? That's energy. Sometimes it's so palpable that we feel it even without meaning to. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you run into an old friend? That's energy too. Even though we don't always recognize it, this energy is everywhere. It has no physical presence, but it powers the universe just like a physical energy source would. And most importantly for Wiccans, it's how magic is created. How does magic work? Just as the spiritual world and its energy affects the physical, what we do on the physical plane can affect the spiritual. Magic begins with an intention, or a will, which is a desire to change something in your world. Sometimes a witch's will is noble and grandiose, like a desire to ease human suffering. Other times, it's smaller and more human, like a desire to be prettier. But no matter what the specific intention is, this is how a link between the physical and spiritual is created. Once a witch's will is set, she uses magic to strengthen this link and allow more spiritual energy to flow into the world, making her intention a reality. What counts as magic? In a nutshell, magic is any type of word or action used to influence and increase this flow of spiritual energy. Not all words or actions work equally well, but through study and experience, a witch learns how to manipulate the flow. For Wiccans, one common way to accomplish this is by invoking the Lord and Lady. We can pray to them directly and ask for their assistance in making our will manifest. But that isn't the only option. Witches use nearly everything under the sun to harness and direct spiritual energy. Burning candles, reciting spells, gathering herbs, ringing bells, collecting crystals, creating sigils, and much more. The list of magical options is quite nearly endless. To reiterate, not all of these will work equally well all the time. But they all count as magic, since they all help to create a link between the concrete physical world and the more mysterious spiritual world. How do you perform Wiccan magic? The best way to experience Wiccan magic is to try it for yourself. The steps for each spell may be different, but the core concept is the same: focusing your mind on a singular intention and using tools and rituals to make that intention come to life. Here at Explore Wicca, we have lots of spells we're eager for you to try out. If you're looking for something quick and easy, check out our binding spell or spell for a new job. These will walk you step by step through the process, explaining what everything means as you go. If you're interested in doing magic but want a little more information, we've got you covered too. Our article on how to become a Wiccan will take you through a crash course of Wiccan philosophy, history, and practices, and it all culminates with a Wiccan Seeker spell. It's a way to symbolize your intention to grow spiritually. This Seeker ritual is also a good introduction to what Wiccan magic looks like. Regardless of where your spiritual path takes you next. I'm so glad that Explore Wicca got to be a small part on your journey. Until next time.